Hello, St. Vitus Instagram followers. Hi. If you don't remember, my name is Caroline, or if this is your first one, my name is Caroline. I do social media marketing stuff for St. Vitus, and I'm also an artist, and I'm really stoked because I get to talk to Ken Mood tonight. Well, two-thirds of Ken Mood. I've got Jesse and Shane, who are brothers. If you are not familiar with Ken Mood, you will figure out very quickly that they are brothers. They look somewhat alike, sound somewhat alike. Ken Mood are a noise rock metal-ish awesome loud music trio from Canada. Jesse and Shane are based in Manitoba, and their bassist Scott, I think, is in. I knew this. I think he's in Saskatchewan. So I will see if these old men can figure out how to join me on this. And if not, I can try and invite them. I'm really excited to talk to these guys. Full disclosure, I've done work with them. I've known them for a while, so this isn't exactly going to be like an impartial kind of interview situation, so. And if you are new to this, I'm waiting for them to connect. You can add questions in the comment box below. Hello!
Hello!
How are you guys?
We don't sound alike.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We're going to do our best to do everything that you told us not to do in the instructions.
I mean, you guys are both in the same frame, and like you are lit, sort of. God damn it!
Just to differentiate us, I've turned myself into a pile of garbage. Garbage of bile.
Garbage of bile.
I can't speak.
I'm currently nursing a couple stress canker sores. Are you familiar with canker sores?
Oh, I am, because it turns out that if you've got celiac disease and you don't know it, you get canker sores all the time. So I got canker sores for a shitload of my life.
Uh-oh. I've had them forever, and when I get stressed out, it gets a lot worse, and right now it's like comically bad.
So talking is going to be real fun, so I'm going to ask you, Shane, a lot of pointed questions.
Okay, is it about accounting, or is it about playing in a band?
I'm going to avoid the accounting questions, because fucking everyone has read those interviews and watched those things. Unless you guys want to talk about accounting, in which case.
For the record, this phone is propped up underneath 7-ish PD binders full of accounting information.
Nice. I'll send you a photo. I'll send you a photo of what my setup used to be.
Our brother's medical school notebook is the last one too, which we actually have a hip bone.
A fucking pelvis. That's
yeah.
fun. That's very fun.
It looks like a helmet.
Yeah. But Jesse, Shane, welcome to the Age of Quarantine. How are you guys doing?
Thank you.
Other than, hiding in a basement.
Yeah, we're all things considered, I guess we're doing okay. Nobody's sick. Although we just mentioned we have another brother. He's living in Los Angeles right now. He's doing a fellowship.
Yeah,
he's an orthopedic surgeon, and he just got over COVID. And he got COVID in between vaccine doses.
No.
He got the first vaccine, and then like 7 days later, he had COVID.
Well, hopefully that means it was slightly less terrible for him than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, hopefully. But he's over it now. But
good.
Yeah, he didn't even know he had it until his sense of taste and smell were gone, and they went like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me!"
Oh, that's fucking terrifying. But yeah, so I am going to force you to talk about your band, Ken Mood. That is, probably why most people have tuned in. I do have some questions that people asked in advance. Jesse, why the fuck are you making that face?
I can't help it.
He loves to stare at himself. We are down for answering any and all questions. Cool. We were joking before this that we should like totally act like this is inconvenient for anyone to talk to us in another interview when no one has talked to us in years. So it's totally, we're going to blow all these questions off, even though we haven't answered any questions in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I like Googled a bunch of interviews with you guys so that I could, you know, I don't know, I'm a dweeb, I do my homework. And I forgot that Doug interviewed you like a million years ago. So now we're 2 for 2 in this apartment. Yeah.
That was probably like close to a decade ago, wasn't it?
It was before we actually like knew you. I think it was in 2013 maybe. I think it was on Entrench.
Okay.
Where was that though? Was it in person?
No, I think he phoned me.
Oh, okay.
It was for Invisible Oranges, so.
Yeah, I think I think I remember that actually. I might have been in Toronto at the time.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, we know you. Most people I think know you because you guys are kind of tireless road warrior types. Roaming the wastes. I know we're. Sorry, but I know I think I first saw you guys in 2012, actually, at Public Assembly with Pig Destroyer.
Oh yeah. We just finished recording in Trench. We played a couple shows on the way out there, and that was a cool tour because we ended up meeting up with Revocation and A Life Once Lost. But we made the detour around that tour because we wanted to play that show with Pig Destroyer, and that was what, a CMJ show, I think. It was a CMJ show, and I think Doug at that point had listened to you guys. I had listened to you a little bit, but part of like how I found out about you guys was because the guy who is now playing drums in Piran, Steve, when he was on leave from the Navy, he would like come into town for a few days, and like he and Doug would just be like, "Oh my God, have you heard this thing? You have to hear this thing." And like he came in one time and was like, "Dude, Ken Mode, you gotta fucking listen to this stuff." So I think that was where I first became aware of you guys. But you guys have been around for how long now?
21 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had the last show that we played was a hometown show in October 2019. It was like was it October? It was the 20th anniversary show where we had Ghosts of Bassists Past come on stage and do a couple songs with us. But it's crazy to think that was our last show because it was a year and 3 months ago.
Feels like 16 years ago.
Yeah, and I posted on the internet that we haven't not played a show in a year ever. So like it was pre like the band started in 1999, so like 1998 was the last time we didn't play anywhere.
But even that, like we kind of deduced that since we started playing music together, like in one form or another, under different names, but like the two of us had played in front of people, I think every year since like 1997.
Yeah.
So it's the first time since 96 that we haven't played in front of anyone. Jeez.
Well, and that actually sort of brings me to one of the questions that someone had. I didn't realize this because I was not paying attention to the press materials at the time, but you guys went to conservatory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone wants to know a little bit about like how conservatory, or if conservatory like informs how you guys write music, or like how you play together, or I don't know if you got any fucking horror stories. Or
I'd say it actually everything we do is counter to anything we learned in the Royal Conservatory of Music.
I would say that like I was always, so we both took piano. I did it from 5 to 15. So we did the Royal Conservatory exams and we did theory exams.
Yeah. I got up to grade 8.
Yeah. With like most groups of children, our parents started getting more and more lax as we went. So Jesse got the furthest, I got the second furthest, and then our youngest brother, they let him quit. They just didn't care.
I got right up to the level, like if I would have passed grade 8, you could go on to the School of Music and University, and I bailed before that because rock and roll ruined my life.
But I was going to say that the Royal Conservatory stuff, I was always an atrocious sight reader. Like I was just so slow.
it's fucking hard.
But like as you progress through the exams, you're tested on it. So they'll give you a piece of music and you'll have to, sight read it. And my piano teacher would always say that we were shooting for 50%. I was just so bad. But so basically I made my way through most of the lessons because I would memorize the pieces very quickly. So that part, I guess, and playing stuff by ear definitely did help me with the stuff that we're doing now, because you're able to.
I mean, you could. There's an argument for the repetition of practicing and getting into that kind of mindset in how you approach music. Because, I mean, granted, I think that teenagers, when they start playing instruments like that, want to do that anyway, because, like, that's the only thing that matters in their life. But, like, I guess we kind of had it ingrained that, like, you have to practice these times every day. And there's no getting out of it kind of thing. So,
yeah.
Which,
like, you're a little kid. That's, you're learning to do something cool, but you're also a little kid. So you're just like, well, fuck that.
I found it entertaining because when we were kind of phasing out from the Royal Conservatory, we had a jazz pianist as our piano teacher at the time, named Cat Stewart, and he tried to shift gears over into improvisation, because like that's what he did as a jazz pianist. Like most of what he did was, here's kind of the sheet music for what the guide you're following, but like most of what he's doing is improv, and he tried to get us into that, and it just kind of fell completely flat.
Well, because we were getting into band stuff.
We were getting into like rock music, and Nirvana was basically ruining everything on that front. But like, at the time, I just felt I was incapable of improvising. There's something about the Royal Conservatory at a certain age, when that's all you know, it kind of beats that out of you. I ended up starting to play piano probably the most regularly I have since quitting when I was 15, like in 2020, through buying synthesizers. And I've started to get some of that like muscle memory back a little bit, but like I don't know how to play any of the songs I did when I was a kid. Meanwhile, Shane and our brother can both, like, it's things deep rooted in like the reptilian brain, but they can still whip out something from those days. And for me, it's just completely gone.
Yeah. So every year it's like less and less. Though I know like the first line of the last waltz that I had to learn. But I lose notes every year.
For me, the fact that stuff's all completely gone, like I can actually improvise on a piano now, which is kind of refreshing, because like it's a cool instrument. I mean, I've been writing synth parts for all the new Ken Boat stuff. So.
Oh God, are you guys gonna become a synth pop band?
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna be good, but we weren't good before.
Well, I mean, you've already done like the straight noise rock record, so now, just.
I don't even know what you consider what we're doing next.
No matter what it sounds like, I can tell you exactly how many units it'll sound.
All right, we did have one other question I want to make sure that we get to, which was, what exercises and diets got y'all as absolutely yoked as your riffs?
No, boy.
That is a direct quote. I've written this down.
That's a good direct quote.
But I want to add a like sub question, because I know that you guys are like huge weird food people in a way that I respect. I say weird as a gesture of respect.
Yeah, of course.
But like I know, like donuts, for instance, you guys like go on like a donut tour of America effectively, or like you find like sandwiches. I know that you like bring crazy beers back to Canada. So if you guys want to talk both about the diets that get you yoked, and also the diets that really work to undo the yoking.
Yeah, it's funny because we mostly post about like all the disgusting things we eat on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, because that's what gets engagement. But normally I eat a bowl of chili every day.
We're talking like hilariously boring, no variation.
Mostly vegetable, and then salads and meat. It's my life is fairly boring when it comes to actual food consumption. I like to keep dinner at least flavorful and tasty, but it's always lean stuff. Because if we ate like we advertised, we would look like, I don't want to slag any metal bands here, but everyone knows what I'm talking about.
We would look worse.
Yeah.
You look like that dude in Monty Python's Meaning of Life right before he explodes.
Which is a very classic scene, by the way.
I was going to say that, and then for the yoked stuff, Jesse does, when there's not a, province-wide shutdown, he does kickboxing. I do, depending on when you catch me, it's either only cardio or only weights. So I actually had, over the Christmas holidays, it was the fattest and heaviest I've ever been. There was a combo of like trying to gain weight and then trying to, fit as much Christmas baking into my fat face as I could. But that's for me on tour. It was always trying not to lose too much weight, because playing every day was enough of to kind of burn off energy.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't eat regularly, so I would always come back from tour like 148 pounds, and then have to actually get back onto a workout program and just eat a lot. So that's normally if I'm trying to work out, I'm trying to force in extra calories. Like I have every morning now I have a parfait that's quick oats with almond milk and yogurt and blueberries and stuff, but it's just to pack in calories so I can try to. Yeah, well, it's not like the parfait.
I know.
It's got Greek yogurt in it, but it's like that. It's that force feeding thing where I don't have a big appetite and my body naturally kind of just burns stuff off, so I have to force it in there to. Especially if I'm doing a weight training thing and I want to make any kind of progress, you'll just plateau immediately because you're not fueling your body enough. So I gotta joylessly
shovel food into your face.
Yeah.
I had
canker sores.
I had the opposite problem of him, where I have to manage my portions more because I will put on considerable amounts of weight pretty easily, and I don't want that. So. I actually haven't consistently eaten donuts since the last time we toured in the States, because it was just becoming too much.
I believe that. I mean, also, from what I understand, the American donut is a special thing.
It is. I mean, we've got a great shop here in Winnipeg that I used to routinely get every weekend, but then I started baking muffins, and it kind of replaced it in a slightly healthier way, and it's quite a bit cheaper, because I think I was spending $24 on donuts every week, which, I mean, that's more money than you should be spending on donuts.
I mean, that's more money than you think you should be spending on donuts. That sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
But in terms of coming down to the States and consuming,
that's fair.
That's part of the appeal to going out now, I think. Eating all the things that you can't necessarily get at home. And we don't have great Mexican food here. We don't really have any place that does quality barbecue. So those are usually two of the big things when we go anywhere in the U.S. I just want to eat the best of. And yeah, the craft beer scene, I mean, we've been getting better and better, and we're starting to import more American beer, but it's cheaper down there. So I want to get the limited stuff that I can't get here. That's better than anything we can get here. So my cellar is still kind of obscene. And just from the last tours we did, which at this point is going on 2 years ago because the world sucks.
Yeah. So sort of a quick segue. I know, on this past record, Unloved, the lyrics credits were sort of interesting, because it said that the lyrics were written by a shitload of different people and then arranged by Jesse. So I was wondering if you guys could talk just a little bit about how that differed from past releases, what sort of the approach was. I know with German Businessmen specifically, there was not that was Unloved, but previously there was an interview where you guys talked about how Garrett, who anybody that's seen you guys in the US with a comedian opening for them. You've witnessed Garrett. Garrett wrote a lot of some of the pieces of that because it was like a weird inside joke.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of it he spontaneously made up on the spot. We had a little series when we toured with the Welsh band Hark in Europe. I just put Garrett on the spot, and we'd record these little segments just titled The German Businessman, and he'd riff something. And a bunch of that song came from that, and he did some writing after the fact, and I just put together a song based around it because we thought the concept was so funny. And it was all based off of, like, the, second or third show in the tour. We played some weird all-ages show in a bar somewhere in Germany. And when we woke up, we saw 4 businessmen in, like, this kind of open space talking, and one of them had a ponytail. And Garrett couldn't stop laughing at the fact that this businessman had this ponytail.
Oh, he always wears a ponytail with his suit.
Yeah, and that was the first line. The German businessman always wears a ponytail.
Also, I assume this is Mike Popero, but he says never fucking fish in your, or never forget the fucking fish in your trailer.
That piece of shit.
Yeah.
They're bad guys.
Yeah, we were not happy about that.
Who did that? Yeah.
It was either him or TJ.
I think it was TJ. Yeah,
this might be slandering TJ.
I remember that because I remember being kind of pissed off, and I remember TJ being pissed off that I was pissed off.
Did we come up with the whole blessed thing when we were on tour with them too?
Maybe.
I feel like we might have.
I don't know. He did hashtag it blessed right afterwards.
Yeah.
Dude, hashtags don't work in the chat.
We were doing that quite a bit before we even had the song, so. I feel like we did the blessed thing with Trey a bunch on that tour.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, the fish. I was going to say that fish stain remained in the trailer. I was going to say the fish stain is still in the trailer, but the trailer was hit by a tree.
Yeah.
So the trailer is gone.
When did that happen?
That happened like
2019, fall 2019. Oh. It was around because we had that crazy snow/ice storm in the fall of 2019, right before I came and visited you guys in New York.
Oh yeah.
It was one of the storms around then knocked a tree over and just completely crushed our trailer.
There was something in it, but the stuff in it didn't break. But that was kind of foreshadowing for what 2020 was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like nature said, you're not going to need this fucking piece of shit. So, and the insurance gave us as much money as we paid for the trailer 10 years prior.
That's actually like
cashed out big.
That's actually pretty good.
There's so many stories about people getting screwed over by insurance companies but it was like it was a little trailer, so it wasn't. Didn't cost a lot and wasn't worth a lot, but it was not worth what we got for it. It was worth maybe $500.
Yeah,
because it had tires and its axle wasn't fucked up.
But yeah, and then before I let Mike derail things, I should have known better. The lyrics for "Loved." You guys talk about the writing process for that.
I keep this note on my
iPhone
you can
here. Read that for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I can super read that.
When did we start taking notes? I feel like this may be 2014 that we started taking notes for this. Maybe even before that.
Yeah, I remember adding a bunch to the list on the huge Success tour for sure.
But I remember doing it before that too. I think once Scott joined, we started this list of just stupid sayings or things that other people around us have said that we found entertaining, whether it be just the darkest of dark humor or just really weird, fucked up, humorous things. But we've been writing these things down now for 7 years almost.
Yeah.
And a good part of Success and Loved were stuff from that list. Loved probably leaned even harder on it, and some of the best lines on the album I didn't write at all, so I figured we should give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, and it wasn't. A lot of it was just like it was about saying put that on the list. we didn't know any of it was going to get used for specifically lyrics or song names or whatever. It just became the list that documented all of the stupid and fucked up stuff that all of us were saying. So it'd be like Scott would text us when he's not, he's obviously, he lives in Saskatchewan, and he would text us something that his wife Kate said, and we would know that's just added to the list. Like, this is the grand list of everything that is good and bad.
I think they have a saying over there, when he lights up when someone says something ridiculous, and they go, "Are you sending that over to Winnipeg?" Yeah, sending that to Winnipeg. Sending that to Winnipeg.
Nice. Wait, I did have a follow-up question, and I completely lost my train of thought. Shit. Oh, can you tell us about Cade's mom?
Who? Oh, Cade's mom.
Cade's mom. Yes. Okay. I'm the one who normally tells this story, right?
Yeah, because it kind of happened to you.
Yeah.
Ish.
It was a while ago. So we were playing in, I'm forgetting the details. We were playing
Burlington, Vermont.
At some bar, not a good show, not a good turnout. And we were looking for a place to stay, and the sound guy said that we could stay with him. And he said that he wanted to get a ride with us. So we said, okay, that's fine. And on the way, he said, yeah, it's a super nice spot. I live with my mom. It's super clean, blah, blah, blah. You guys can, stay as late as you want tomorrow. And we said, okay. And we were going, like, he looked like, the prototypical sound guy at a bar. Like, he had long hair and a big bushy beard. And we're like, but he lives with his mom. We're like, well, it'll be clean. So we get to his place, and we want to just crash, and we lay all of our stuff down. And did he stay up drinking?
Yeah, he was trying to get us to drink with him.
Yeah, he was trying to get us to drink with him, and he stayed up, and we all just kind of did our own thing and went to sleep. So in the morning, he woke me up and said, dude, some shit went down, and you guys got to get out of here right now. My mom found out about you guys staying here, and she's pissed. Like, you guys have to leave. So I wake up and I'm like,
it was like 5 a.m.
Yeah, it was really early. So I'm going, okay. And I start waking the other guys up, saying, like, we gotta go. And he comes up to me with his phone and said, hey man, my mom wants to talk to you. I go, like, okay. So I pick up the phone, and this lady on the other line says, what makes you think it's appropriate for 4 grown men to stay with a 17-year-old boy? And we were like, I don't know what to tell you. He was doing sound at the bar we played at. Didn't know he was a child. And we're leaving right now. She's like, she said, I would like you to leave right now. I said, we are leaving right now. So we found out, oh yeah, he said that he had some shit to do in the morning. And so he was going to leave, but we could stay as long as we want. And the shit he had to do was go to high school. And his mom was not impressed. And we had, at the time, Max was doing sound for us. So he was at least not so dumb that he told his mom that there was also a girl staying there. Because, yeah, she said 4 grown men. Kevin Stewart-Panko was on tour with us, who was old enough to be his father. But, yeah, so we got kicked out, and we did not know that he was a teenager. And his mom was very mad at us.
I mean, he had a great big bushy beard. How were you to know?
He
was working at a bar.
He looked older than me.
Yeah, he definitely looked older than you.
Yeah, but and then we were laughing. We thought it was funny after the fact, and we were laughing and joking about it, going like that his mom was just an idiot, because you're going like, if she was really concerned about her son, going like, oh, he's in some sort of danger, she wouldn't ask to talk to the, like, I'm gonna give this guy a piece of my mind. You're like, all right, lady, well, we're gonna kill your son now, and we're gonna steal all of your shit. Like, what is the point of reprimanding strangers? So that is what kind of started the, where were you, Cade's mom? Like, why weren't you home? Were you off hooking up, or why is your son bringing home strange bands to stay at your house and offering your beer?
There were a bunch of weird inside jokes on that song.
But anyway, fuck Cade, fuck Cade's mom.
And that's what we said.
Cade, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Fuck you.
Listen, Cade, not fuck you. You should have asked your mom before you had to stay. You shouldn't have presumed that it would be cool, because apparently it was not cool. And we were very upset that we didn't get to sleep more.
Did we drive to New York that day too?
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah, because that you guys told me that story, and it had just fucking happened.
Yeah, because it was we drove to New York that day, and right when we got to Vitus, we found out that the LPs were fucked up.
Was that the same day?
Was it?
Was that the same tour? No.
No, because that's
no.
Okay,
that was a different one.
I'm getting
because that was for Success, right?
The LP.
Yeah, okay, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because that song's on Success.
Yeah, never mind. I'm getting confused.
That tour, fuck. Where was that in the lineage? That tour was the tour we took to go down to Hopscotch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I think we played Vitus on the way down, but I don't remember who with.
It's not important.
No, it's really not.
But anyway, Cade, if you're watching, we forgive you. But we don't forgive him. Fuck her.
I guess one other thing that I would definitely want you guys to talk about is whether you guys have recovered from the emotional trauma of being bullied via PowerPoint by the austerity program.
Forgot about that.
That was very hard for us.
Yeah.
Didn't they mostly bully themselves?
Yeah. It wasn't.
Yeah, but like. So for reference, the austerity program, if you are watching and you haven't listened to the austerity program, but you're watching this because you like Ken Mode, go listen to the austerity program when this is done. They're great. They've played Vitus a bunch. They're great. They have
Jesse and Shane's dad likes austerity program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a shirt.
And if you think that a band with 2 accountants is really nerdy, they're a band with 2 MBAs and a drum machine. So they decided to create a PowerPoint presentation to out-nerd Ken Mode for a show at the Akron in 2014.
And then that was 2015. And then Justin got in a dress and a wig and did back vocals for us with a tambourine.
Yes.
That's the thing is when people want to try to out-nerd us, it's actually very easy because we are very cool. We are not nerds. Sorry, that came out as a double negative. We are not nerds.
Not nerds. Do we
well, I'm convinced. So
we have a no nerd sign.
Is my voice
in our jam room.
My voice and general demeanor sell out or contradict me saying we're not nerds.
You look like a bird.
Fuck you. Fuck you. My girlfriend told me I look like a turtle bird. Like, it's very rude.
That is sort of odd. I don't know what that looks like. Unless she's talking about like a hybrid turtle bird.
The most accurate description I've ever received of myself was from the Birds in Row, who did that picture. It's Captain America and the chicken from Chicken Run. That's pretty much what I look like.
Pre-transformation Captain America or post?
I don't know. I'm in between those two. I'm definitely not Chris Evans, but I wouldn't say that I'm whoever the body was beforehand.
But I think that's kind of implied, right? Because like Captain America being jacked is offset by the chicken.
Yeah. Okay, so it'd be like if you took Captain America out of that thing part way, but had thrown a chicken in part way as well.
We talking like the fly?
Like Grundlefly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what I look like. This is my face.
So really what you're telling me is that you've been emotionally abused by multiple bands. There's a fish incident.
Yeah, but
you've been bullied by a PowerPoint, someone.
I deserve it, though. I know I know what I deserve, and I know what's coming for me. For the record, everybody, 2020, this is all my fault, because I deserve it.
I don't know, I think it's all... Doug is laughing at Grundlefly.
I really liked during this whole pandemic. I really enjoyed anytime you talk to someone you hadn't talked to in a really long time. I really liked telling them that this has been very hard for me, and just the idea that, listen, guys, this is very upsetting for me. I don't really like this. Anyway,
I did see somebody describe 2021 as three 2020s standing on each other's shoulders in a trench coat. So strap in.
Oh boy, probably, yeah. It doesn't look like it's going to get better, but
well, it's certainly not. But
well, I hope we get to go back and play some shows in America before it burns down.
We're actually importing one of your city's own to make a record with in July.
Oh, yeah. No shit. Who? Are you allowed to say?
Mr. Andrew Schneider. We're bringing him back up, but we're not punishing him with because last time we brought him up in January in Winnipeg, which he said was the coldest temperatures he's ever experienced. And that
honestly, that just sounds great.
But now we're bringing him up in the middle of the summer, so he can see that despite it
Southern Manitoba.
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice in the summer. So we're going to show him a good time and hopefully make some horrible, horrible noise that one or two people might pay money for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did have somebody who asked me to get you guys to play demos every time I asked you a question, but I feel like that probably wouldn't work.
To play demos?
On these speakers.
That would sound so awful.
It would sound terrible.
Fun game. I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah. Hold your phone up.
Shit.
This is a really, really good idea now. What song is this?
I forget who asked this question, but I regret. Crystal clear. You don't even need to bring Andrew up for that. You can just play the demo on your phone into an Instagram live and just go from there.
Yeah.
Release that. Send it to print.
And we'd sell just as many copies. Sorry, everybody. Very. I forgot to turn my phone on airplane mode. I hope I don't get a FaceTime in the middle of this.
You'll be fine. Doug says it sounds like shit, so.
That's so mean.
Yeah, well, he's a mean person.
Doug is dumb.
Well, now we know his hidden...
His lurker?
His Instagram, and now I'm going to send him all kinds of messages.
That's what you fucking get for commenting in public.
I'm actually writing it down next to the penis that I've been drawing this entire
time. Let me see what else is on my fucking list. Because I wrote you a list.
Oh, damn. Was that a woman's reproductive system?
It was a uterus, in fact. It's from a notepad that says today's Vagenda. I don't know.
Oh, lovely.
I got a book sitting here that I thought said Trump on it, but it says trauma.
Ooh.
I assume, and it's blank. I assume this is one of our brother's studying books.
I don't know, that sounds somewhat aspirational. Like it's an empty book that says trauma.
Yeah. Well, we should start drawing some stuff in here. Or no, it's not empty.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got some
notes on the pelvis.
Notes on the pelvis. He really writes like a doctor. Acetabulum. No, I was full of it. There's stuff in the trauma book. Radiographs. Surgical
Tasha thinks it's his diary. So.
The diary of a serial killer, yeah. Surgical hip dislocation.
Oof. That sounds very Dead Ringers. Speaking of Cronenberg. Just make the rest of this about Cronenberg. It's fine.
We need to patch Scott in. I think he could talk more about that than the two of us.
Cronenberg?
Yeah. Not. I don't know anything about
any movies.
Mitchell Cronenberg.
I did threaten to talk about Scott for the remainder of this, but
you think he's watching?
I don't know. If he's watching, he's not participating. Nope. But really, Cronenberg, you guys made one fucking Fly reference, so I kind of assumed we could all go together. Acetabellum, hip socket.
Okay. Let's check the
associated conditions. Lower extremity.
Prognosis: femoral head articular injury.
Femoral.
Is this interesting content?
Who fucking cares? I'm interested.
So, yeah, we have songs written.
So you're recording this summer?
Yeah, that's the plan. We've written a lot of songs, and then we threw out a bunch of songs, and then we wrote a whole bunch of songs, and then we threw out a bunch of songs. And...
So the acetabellum is this part.
Acetabellum.
Right
Yeah,
there?
hip socket, where the head of the femur goes.
Okay. Oh, very nice. That was what our bud from the Atlas Moth got destroyed, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Ooh.
Andrew from the Atlas Moth. He had two hip replacements, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just got some crazy infection and it destroyed the head of his.
Wasn't it like
fever?
Yeah.
It was something crazier than that because he had an infection and then they tried to. Like it was part of the fighting of that infection that like just destroyed his hips.
Yeah.
Like it was something went really awry in the whole process, which is, yeah.
Anyway, now he's got magic legs and he can walk again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also being told that it's acetabellum. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Acetabellum. In my defense, our brother's notes are very messy, so it's not easy to read any of these. Yeah. Acetabellum. Okay. I'll forget that.
And now we've all learned something. So this is now an educational program.
Anyway, as I was saying about the songs, we have like eight finished songs now, ish. It's around 38 minutes of music, and we're gonna keep writing until July and just try and get all of it down if we can, and see what we're gonna do with it. If anyone cares,
I care.
We care. Thank you, Caroline.
I'm doing my best. It's fine.
Oh, you're reading the.
If anyone's a body worker, related healthcare worker, or if someone wants detailed grotesque death metal lyrics, perfect.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm on board. So, I think I did just learn that the term for when your scalp gets ripped off traumatically, it's an avulsion.
Oh fuck! I saw one of those on Instagram like 3 days ago.
Are you following? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Primates are terrifying. Like that thing was like this big, or bigger than that, but like a little monkey, and just like pulled like a giant section of that guy's scalp
I didn't
off.
know that was called an avulsion. That's kind of
Avulsion, yeah. Doug informed me that it's like just a generic term for like something that's been traumatically like ripped apart, I guess. I'm butchering this, but I guess there's a band that's also called like Avulsion or something like that.
Yeah.
Because of course there is.
I think that's actually like the primary association I make when I hear that word is the band. Yeah.
Avulsion. We'll write avulsion in the trauma book. Right under.
I mean,
hip dislocation.
throw degloving in there too. That's my favorite weird, horrifying.
Yeah, that's
Dead Skunk X said I was an EMT and I've seen some crazy trauma stuff. Yeah, I'd
And the band is avulsed, it looks like.
I don't have the stomach to be a healthcare worker. I don't know how our brother does that shit.
Yeah. No, it's it still weirds me out that thinking about like, yeah, when someone comes in and their body's all mangled, like our baby brother's the one who goes, all right, what are we gonna do here?
I can't put that back together. You're gonna have to take that somewhere else until it's in the state that I can do something with it.
Yeah, and the idea that I think like, oh, now they're at the hospital, like you can help fix it. Like we're gonna have to cut that off. Like it's garbage now. Like you see some injuries where you're like, yeah, we can't do anything with that. We're gonna cut it off right around your hip, and then we're gonna throw it in the garbage. Sorry, what's the or not the garbage, the medical waste area that isn't in with general trash, but it's the garbage.
Like the biological matter.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
Which is so fucking weird. Like you can I threw the squirrel that we killed in the garbage. Why can't we throw the leg?
So you guys are having a real productive quarantine up in southern Manitoba, eh?
Killing squirrels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I the first round I didn't even have him around, so we've eased up a little bit on how we conduct day-to-day life, but it is just that little change is better because we can actually have like 2-person band rehearsals. Yeah. We got a surprising amount of work done. Like we got together with Scott before Winnipeg went back into shutdown back in October, and we basically spent the next couple months, him and I, going through all the work that Scott and I put in and came up with like proper drum beats and then reformatted the songs. And but now we need to have Scott back, and we're still in lockdown.
One of the kind of cool things about writing these batch of songs, though, is that Jesse was creating drum beats on the e-kit at his place. So he would like kind of map something out, then record it, then kind of change stuff around, so that he would have beats that he had in mind for the riffs that he didn't necessarily play the whole thing. So I would have to. It's made me better by having to figure out how I can either play the beat that he never like actually played physically, or come up with like an alternative that sounds like that. But it's been interesting. It's definitely a good idea and a challenge to have like someone who doesn't play like a drum kit writing beats, because it definitely kind of pushes you in directions that you wouldn't normally go. I like everybody, I kind of fall into my old tricks where I go like, oh, and then you add a fill like this, and then he's written something where I'm just like, I don't even know how would you do the sticking for that? But it's been interesting.
But I guess that is kind of its own side of stuff that we could talk about with this whole business of 2020, that I started learning how to record simply out of desperation back in, I think it must have been the end of April, early May, that I finally decided, all right, I'm going to try doing this. Getting like super rudimentary equipment, and actually I think the thing that really kicked it all off is being curious about that silly MIDI sound sample package that Kurt Ballou put out. And I thought that's kind of a cool idea for people who like don't have access to recording proper drum kits. And I thought, well, I can fuck around with beats on my own then, just if I learn how to do MIDI, even though that seemed super daunting at first, regardless of anything. But like, we have time. There's nothing going on. It's a new puzzle to figure out. So yeah. I learned how to set the stuff up. I actually, part of the only reason I still keep Facebook around is that I go to places like that to sound off like, I'm having this problem. Can anyone help me? Can anyone give me recommendations? And just the world of musicians and music fans that we've met through touring that I'm now connected to on that stupid platform, that ends up being extremely helpful. So I was able to kind of cobble together a pretty bare bones setup, and I've since been kind of slowly building it because I have problems, and apparently I have access to enough money to make some of the things happen. Just stupid things like getting monitor speakers and getting a proper desk for the space. And upgrading to a little bit better of interface and all that stuff. But I've since taken it upon myself to do all the pre-production work for this record, and it's been kind of crazy what I've been able to accomplish in a really short amount of time. And the fact that Shane had an old electronic kit for years that we just never used, it's been super, super important to the process too, because you just plug those things into the MIDI inputs and you got a drummer in your stupid little, I think, how big is my room's like 8 feet by 10 feet, like a tiny little room that is my little office, and it's in the corner.
I can't tell if Shane's listening to you or just getting like increasingly scared that he's going to get replaced by this E-kit eventually.
That E-kit has nothing on my jokes. You need someone to entertain and pick on Scott.
Well, someone just asked what the next album name is. We don't really know yet.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Trauma.
If we said it out loud here, then that guy's gonna steal it. We had, what was, and I don't think we've said anything that would we would actually use. We had a couple that were not that bad.
The closest one is Painless.
Painless? Okay.
Because that, in the context of 2020, is funny.
Yeah, we don't have anything official. I guess we have to go with the one album name though.
But we can't give up now.
We can always give up.
Quitting is always an option.
We can't give up now.
We could call it. We could always give up.
Yeah, we could always give up. Jesse, I'm 65 years old. I can't play these beats anymore.
Actually, Rachel just gave a really good suggestion. Just call it Trauma.
Just call it Trauma.
I mean, it's right there.
That's a good idea. It is right there.
Trauma.
Oh, man. Someone suggested Hated. The band Friendship already did Hatred, which I think is just too perfect of a yin-yang there. Friendship, Hatred.
What was the one that Janet Jackson had where we thought it was, we went like, oh, that's a good name, and then we Googled it, and Janet Jackson had a album called?
Someone wants you to talk about Randy.
Randy Ortiz.
What about Randy?
Is he still alive?
They want to know about your working relationship with Randy. And I want to know if Randy's still alive.
He's still alive. I saw him post something on Instagram.
Yeah, I did see him post on Instagram the other day. So that he is, breathing, kind of, maybe.
When did I bugged him a few weeks ago? He's still alive. He's doing the next record too. I don't know if he's working on it. He was supposed to. I gave him the green light. Oh yeah, okay. Yep. I guess we still need to have a title to help that, but I've sent him lyrics, I've sent him demos, so Randy's alive, he's working. He got a house last year.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah,
he works a lot.
It sounds like, Winnipeg's been in our second lockdown we're in our third month now, and I think when it hit, everyone here kind of just immediately got depressed because, we're a small enough city that this shouldn't have happened. And the provincial government here everywhere had poor messaging, and I don't need to go on a tirade about how badly that orange piece of shit in the States fucked everything up for anyone who's a bit right-leaning. But
everyone in the States has been fucking this one up, though. Not just the one guy, the local levels, everybody's. Yeah. The messaging everywhere has been real fucking bad.
But having, the guy at the top down south being what he was, I truly believe that he influenced the world.
Oh, no question.
On that one. And a lot of conservative governments, even in Canada, were super lax about it because they didn't want to go against the grain of the overall, our base doesn't want to wear masks. And because of that, our city had 7 deaths in the first wave?
I think so, yeah.
7.
We had 5 today, and it's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, we weathered the storm extremely well the first time around, and this time, we became the hot spot in Canada simply because they ignored it until it was so bad they couldn't ignore it. And yeah, now we're still locked down, and our numbers are finally starting to drop. But the funny thing is, like, us being the worst place in Canada, we were still not as bad as the least bad place in the U.S., which...
I really miss this summer when our positivity rate was at like 0.5%.
I like that we should call the album "We're a Small Enough City That This Shouldn't Have Happened." That's a good song name.
Yeah, that really is.
Yeah.
Going a Fiona Apple route.
I'm going to put that on the list. We're a small enough city. This shouldn't have happened.
Now, do you have to credit Douglas for quoting something that you said? You'll get
I don't know. You can throw him in the thanks list.
Yeah, you'll get 1% of the publishing.
That's not contractually binding.
I like throwing that around with a band our size. Going like, we'll give you a publishing percentage. When I know the details, and go like, this is worth $1.13.
Okay, so time check. We've got like 4 minutes remaining on the hour. One question that we did actually get that I think was kind of interesting that I'm going to throw at you, and it's going to kind of probably make you draw a blank. If there's a question in an interview that you haven't been asked, but you really wish that somebody had asked?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Probably should have mentioned this one earlier and given you guys some time to think on it.
Yeah. I mean, if no one asks it, we usually just start talking about it.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I don't really care what they want to know.
Then I actually have one like really dumb question. I know you guys like have a lot of musical taste overlap, but is there any like music that you guys both listen to that you super do not agree on, or that one of you listens to that the other one doesn't agree on?
Well, there's tons of stuff I like that Shane doesn't like.
Yeah.
What are some great examples? Integrity, he hates.
Yeah. No, I don't like Integrity.
What bands are ones that you've got me to turn off in our office?
Rocket from the Crypt. Rocket for something about that guy's voice. I can't. But it's funny because like the bands that he likes that I don't like, I intellectually go like it's good. I just don't like it for some reason. Because even Rocket from the Crypt, like all the songs are fine. It's just something about the qualities of that guy's voice. I don't.
Voivod was one that we recently discovered. It's like our crew all loves Voivod, and to hear that Shane does not love Voivod was specifically the way he brought it up was really funny to all of us.
It was what was the context? Because I've seen them, and it's not
like a lot.
Yeah. I've watched them, and it's like it's good. I like it, but I just don't. There's something about it that I don't get. So there was a show here in Winnipeg where I was watching them, and I was like looking around the crowd, and like the propaganda guys are there, and they're just all like huge smiles, and everybody's into it. And I'm just kind of going like, I'm missing a piece.
Listen to this silly clown music. What is going on?
It is so strange, and just everything to the way they look on stage, like it's very much the land of the misfit toys. All the curly hair and the vests and the what's the singer's name? Snake. His antics, like it's all just so fucking bizarre.
But that is only the position of shit.
There's always that shit though where like
as
on
a band
paper,
we love and respect them.
Yeah. But like there's always something where like on paper you should really like it, but it like just doesn't quite click. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean I'm the same with Rush. Like as a Canadian we're supposed to
as a Canadian
like
and a fucking drummer.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, but Voivod kicks Rush's ass.
Oh boy.
I fucking love Voivod, but no surprise there.
Yeah, well.
I'm gonna get in trouble now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because somebody's going to watch all the way to the last second of this on the IGTV, and they're going to tell Voivod.
Dude, Voivod rules. It's funny because now it's going to be, well, 2/3 of Ken Mode loves Voivod. Scott loves Voivod. Right?
Oh yeah.
So majority Ken Mode loves Voivod. So you're fine.
I would say that I'm neutral on them. It was just that more of the moment that I had watching them live and looking around and seeing everybody knew it was the shit and I didn't. I was just kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
I'll never forget at Housecore Horror Fest watching them. Did they play the same day we did? They might have. But just our friend Morgan, who used to sing for the band Kill the Client, he watched like 30 seconds and went like, nah, fuck this shit, and just walked out. And he talks shit on them every time anyone brings up Voivod now. I fucking love Morgan. Just man. That, nah, hell no.
Yeah. All right. Anything else that you want the people to know? I don't know.
We're still around.
Yeah. We miss coming to the States. We hope
we miss you too.
We hope everybody survives the next however long, and that like shit's rough down there. We're all glued to the news and hoping that things resolve, relatively well. But we're up here going
Thank you.
this.
Yeah. Thank you for distracting me from that for the last hour. I'm gonna
go
back
to
just
bringing it up right at the end. Yeah. Shit.
Being curled in the fetal position, screaming, but staring at my phone the whole time.
Oh boy, we hear the screams from the north. Thank you for doing this, Caroline.
Yes, thank you for talking to me. I miss getting to see you guys live, but also I just miss getting to see you. And when it's safe, come back.
Deal.
Yeah.
I'll get you donuts.
I mean, we want to come back for a vacation again because it was a pretty cheap one, which I know. Yeah, both Scott and I and our mutual partners. That's kind of become a go-to because it's relatively inexpensive, all things considered. Just to head to New York for a week.
Yeah. We managed to get Scott and Kate too, and it was just a non-stop Venture Brothers reference fest. It was great. You would have hated it.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting.
I'm sorry. I go on more extravagant vacations like Legoland.
In fairness, Legoland is fucking awesome. And if you ever get to go to the one in Denmark, I went when I was 7, and I'm still talking about it. So
the big thing that I'm going to remember about the Legoland trip was with 7 days after, because we did it as my girlfriend and I and her son, he's almost 8, but at the time he was 7. But we went down to Legoland, and 7 days after we left, it was closed because it was like the beginning of. So we were at that point like, should we cancel the trip? Because there were a couple confirmed cases of COVID in San Diego, and we're going like, is this a good idea? And we spun the wheel, and it turned out okay. But yeah,
wait, they closed it down then?
Yeah, they closed. Yeah, I think we got back like it was for sure a week after we got back. It was closed. I think they closed it mid-March.
Okay, yeah, that's when everything closed down around here. So, yeah.
Anyway,
it's great.
Yeah, I want to come to New York too.
Yeah. Anyway, when you guys do get to come back to New York, when shit gets to open up again, obviously, get donuts and whatever. And thank you guys for doing this. It was really nice to talk to you.
Beer bars.
As you guys can tell, I'm like not used to talking.
We'll bring our trauma book.
Trauma book, and we've got the trauma book now. So everyone wins. Productive shit came out of this.
We got a potential song name and a potential album name, so this has been very fruitful.
Avulsion.
Avulsion, yeah. Someone wants you to bring Great Sabatini with you, which I second, actually, because I've never seen them.
Oh, we'll see. Those guys, how many of them? No, only one of them has kids. Only poor Steve.
He only has one kid. He can bring his son.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. We're still not a very big band to bring bands with us anywhere.
But it's very easy to get to New York, so, do like That's 2 dates down, 2 dates back.
For them, it's actually not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because they're just Montreal, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we can fly Great Falls out for that, and then we have like a little...
Oh, boy. Nerd Fest. If we get into flying bands out, though, then we're going to have to... There's too many... This is going to become an actual festival that no one goes to, and that's very expensive.
They get a 4-band touring package, splitting the $300 guarantee.
Yeah, you just need a 4th band, maybe a local. I don't know.
No, it's got to be someone from even further away. Somebody from Europe.
Yeah, definitely.
Just fly in a Rancy Pazuzu. It'll be great.
Oh, boy. But they might actually draw some people.
Oh, fuck. Then we can't have them.
Oh, man.
All right.
I really have to pee.
Yeah,
We've gone over our
hour. I'm going to keep spitballing horribly, so I'm gonna for everyone's sake, I'm going to end this. Thank you guys again.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks for having us.
Talk to everybody later.
Hopefully we can see y'all.
How do we have to do anything?
I don't know. This is where we do the Zoom thing.